pretty optimistic guy. I tend to think the glass is half full. But when it comes to oil...
So this is World Half Empty by Ken and Dylan Greene. I'm Dylan Greene.
And I'm Ken Greene.
Yes, this is our first film. It's about peak oil, which is going to be an issue that's going to become very important in the next few years. So, this is a shell that was under renovation near our house, correct?
That's right. That's right.
I think this was a really good shot. Wasn't this out of 3 possible shots that we could have done?
Right, we tried different angles.
Different angles, yeah.
This, actually, if you very carefully observe it, you can see there's another gas station over Dylan's right shoulder. And, of course, the McDonald's flag's flying to add a little bit of...
irony to it,
yes, I would say so.
And,
since that's all part of the whole picture.
Here's the infamous bell curve, the Hubbard bell curve.
The rate of extraction peaks and begins to go into decline. This is referred to as peak oil.
I think a lot of people have trouble understanding that it doesn't, we can't just get it out as fast as we can.
Well, that it becomes harder and harder
to extract it. It's just, people think that we'll get it all easy until it's completely gone. Wildly unprepared.
We shot that a couple different
that
ways.
that was the ham.
Yes, one was much lower
moment.
Key, and
we decided to keep this one. I like the ham.
Yeah.
The exact dates of peak oil are not fully agreed upon. Key dates.
It depends on who you talk to. It's the big experts who came out of the oil industry. They think it's already peaked or is close to peaking. So it's amazing how many of these countries have already reached their peak. Iraq's in there, Libya's in there. It's just everything. If Saudi Arabia has peaked, then categorically the world has peaked. No, that was in the words of the late Matt Simmons.
And likely more resource conflicts.
We were discussing whether or not Libya had anything to do with it. Anything to do with oil. It's probably a factor, but I'm not sure if it's like Iraq where it was get control of that oil.
There is no combination of
I think everyone wants it to be they want a substitute energy, but it's not going to happen.
It's a nice graphic because it gives you an idea of the scale of the problem.
Yeah, and I think it's 2% is the total energy that we'll have to downscale to. 2% of our current. There's geothermal as well and tidal, but those have more limits than wind and solar. Although wind and solar still have limits. We have a huge deficit in America of public transit, and that's a result of GM basically destroying streetcars and lobbying highways. And bikes are going to be really important, like in Copenhagen, where you can just go and everyone's got a bike. Eventually, we're not going to be able to. We're going to have trouble getting fertilizer and pesticides and stuff because of the petrochemical, industry is going to be screwed over. Definitely grow some of your own food. We're working on it. Now, this is where we get into the more taboo things. I noticed a lot of solutions for these for peak oil is very taboo if you want to actually solve it. Wouldn't you agree there?
I guess. I'm not quite sure what you mean by taboo.
Like, you can't talk to... Yeah, like, this is something that if you talk to someone and you say, is this an American thing to do? They'd say, of course not. This is not associated with traditional American values. So...
Or at least values that have evolved since...
Yeah.
What, the last 50 years, especially when we've had a very materially successful period of time in our country.
Yeah, get rid of those suburbs! Bye-bye. That's the only thing I will not forgive my dad for, is moving us out to the suburbs, because you can't salvage that. No way. I think cities you know, you look at it and you can actually walk to places. You've got within walking distance economic and social networks. You don't have that up in suburbia. This is where I get into the transition town movement. I would love to do a whole film on them because they're great people, and I'm hoping to do that. And of course, here's my obligatory call to action.
And it will be up to each and every one of us to solve it. Can we heed the call to action?
Well, pretty soon we'll have no choice, but you know, I think it's.
That's it. I like it. It's succinct. It's good.
Very much so. It's a nice little introduction to peak oil.
All right.
Well, we hope you enjoyed, and just good luck in your further endeavors exploring the subject, and keep at it. Don't give up.
That's right. All right.